technically he would get a D8 for guarding and then a D12. So it's actually going to be 2 D8, D10, D12. Jeez, I like it. Roll.
Yeah, the undead are spiteful.
Spiteful D10. 12, and it's 2d8. Come on, baby. Nope, can't beat the 11. Okay, that's 1. 1 because he's hurt is 2. Damage is 2, makes it 4. Can he soak it? Yes, he can. 3. So you gave him an injury. Hurt, now he's hurt and injured. Okay. Right.
Oh, I'm no longer guarded.
And I will unguard you. Unguard. This guy is also...
Well, that's interesting. These are undead, but they're not hurt originally? Okay.
Sorry, they are. I was just...
okay, they just wasn't there yet. Alright.
Yeah. We've been counting it, though.
They get the vengeful counter, which is the extra D12 when you're hurt or injured, and then as a side note, by the way, we're always hurt.
Yeah. Okay, who's left to go?
It looks like Gar's stuff is moving in. They are coming in to protect the doctor. Thank you very much.
Well, it's more that you're like blocking the only way off the staircase. It's like
I tried to move up to not block it. So.
I feel like it's a case of people that are running down a staircase and there's someone standing there, so they're like, oh, God, dodging left and right. That was 1, and then the 3 forwards. I mean, my guys aren't going to be able to affect the combat from here because the archers are in the back, so if you just want to switch to your turn, and I'll continue moving.
Okay, then we'll do that. All right. So again, the room is a swirling dark cloud of strange ashy motes. Noacleus, the born again, is going to see the shape of this weasel has gotten out of the chair and is limping. It's not moving very fast, but it seems to be approaching him out of the darkness, unclear of what its intentions are. Meanwhile, Zombie Boar is going to do another charging strike. Move up here. I guess we've got to roll. D6. Rolls a 3. Yeah, that'll get him there. Boom. And he will guard and... Wait, that's 3 actions. No, that's 2, because the charging strike is part of that. So he will guard charging strike at the born again guy.
Alright, I guess we are going to counter.
Okay, I rolled a 1 and a 3.
That is
not
our
grand.
best defense, I think. They're guarding and they're a veteran. Just make sure. Harmon got killed once for me not reading, so I'm just... Okay. Ah, shit. Beats you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Beats my 9 beats the 3.
Alright, they have great swords, which is damage plus 3. 1 success is 4, and you're already hurt, so 5.
Nice, okay. I think I can't... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Soak it down to 4, but that will still take his head off. Blop.
Born again!
Noel, yes, he's just like, I have the light on my side! Alright.
High fives the doctor in the background. Someone else has seen.
Blop. Blop. These guys are
massive
wearing...
agony, but high five.
But high five. These guys are wearing their cloaks, right? Which means that they get a free refresh.
They have the gift.
Veridania also has to refresh their actual
they get a
magic
free recharge.
gift. Okay, so Veridana will recover from reeling and will refresh their battle gift.
Which also suggests what? That they have improved deceit. Those fucking liars.
Oh my god, I'm tripping over my own brain right now.
Well, they lied to an entire town.
They were
So
both
I figured that they
reeling.
were already pretty good at that.
Free refresh and then ready. So they can both ready. Okay, so they're both readying spells.
The unseen thing here is that Gar was screaming from the bottom floor to the top of the second floor. Because, you guys left me behind and all those zombies showed up.
Ah!
Run!
Okay, that's good for them.
We're the comedy. We're your Abbott and Costellos of the group. Adris
Okay.
and Winter encounter the Tower of Zombies.
Okay. Our guy, the Raven, does not want to be here with you right in his face. He does not like that. Anushka, I think...
He went to the safest place and then still got flanked. So
Because flying, but yeah, so he could run. He's still going to get caught up in it, though. So I think he's just going to... Can I unmake you?
Yeah, you can unmake the only danger of casting a spell when you're next to me is I can counter you.
Right.
I
However-
do love the idea of this mage just kind of like being completely unsecure despite being the most powerful. Like, can I unmake you?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can just. I mean, like that's almost like it's always weird when I say it's like you can just cast a spell. It's like, well, you can counter me, right? Yeah, but you're badass. You roll way better than I will. I'm not even guarding.
Luring him to attack.
I'm not even guarding.
He could also just choose to shoot somebody else who's not going to counter as
He
well.
could
as
also
an
blast Connor, who the best Connor could do is retreat behind his own zombie.
Yeah, I think he's in most danger from you, though.
Then unmake me. Do it.
I'm gonna
I'm
unmake you,
badass.
yeah. I've got the free ready, so I'm going to aim my horror into unmaking and then attack with it.
Okay, I'm gonna stab you.
Yes, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right,
It's a
bring it.
contest.
It's a contest. I'm rolling. Do I still have this saved?
You can roll better than me. I'm just some
46 plus 2d10,
I am
I
some-
believe is what you did last time.
impudent tiny woman. You're a master necromancer.
Yep, 46 plus 2d10. He's boosted. He's got one of those evil amulets. So yeah. Here we go. Skadoosh. Oh, Damn.
Again with the 10.
it did not
Oops.
matter.
Stab.
Oops.
Yeah. So that's going to be a it's not a crit though. That's going to be a whopping 3 points of damage, and you're sent reeling.
Okay.
I know no fear. Good, because
So-
unmaking would completely ruin my day.
3 drops it to 1. He's hurt and he's reeling. Ouch. Reeling. Okay. All right. Yes, unmaking would mess with your day. Would not be-
Unmaking ruins your day. It is one of the worst spells. It's roll a bunch of stats, and bad statuses happen to you, and how badly they roll.
Mhm.
Up
Yeah.
to multiple status. None of them
Yep.
are good.
And I guess the 2 up top just kind of... Are they doing anything?
Well, they could be raining death on us because
They're-
they counter them.
They're recovering from reeling, so they were only able to ready this
So they're
turn.
going to recover from reeling and then probably guard.
So yes, they
So
can't
they
because
ran
they only have
upstairs
one
and then
action.
turned around cautiously to see what's going on. Hey, there's our master necromancer. Getting stabbed by a little girl. I'm not a little girl. I'm a
Right.
full-grown woman.
So they'll be ready to go next, and I think all the... Did the
Yeah.
guys downstairs
Guys
go?
downstairs are gonna lumber.
I think that's the last
let's
bit,
see.
right?
Yep, we're just gonna roll a d4 for all of them. 4. Hey, look at that. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this guy can make it, although it's in a straight line, right? So we can actually only get to like here and then. No, that works. Boom.
Oh.
And then each of these guys will move 5. 4,
Hey,
5.
Doc, are you dead?
No, I'm still totally conscious. I just need someone to rally me.
Well, no, actually, we need you to rally us. Why don't you recover from reeling and rally one of us?
Well, we'll have to see.
Oh, no, wait,
Gar's
actually-
up on the stairwell. If Gar's
Uh,
looking to rally me,
Address should
Uh,
rally.
Yeah, hold on.
yes.
Because I think he's actually good at that.
I don't know about good about that. Will and leadership, right?
Yes. Vaguely competent at it, maybe.
Possibly. Nope.
Potentially. Not at all.
I
Would you
mean,
like to
It's not
reserve-
like I don't have anything. It's just that I don't roll well.
You're just squeaking down the staircase right now.
I
yeah.
told you I'm screaming. I'm being followed by the undead, and the rest of my people are willing to get out.
Not a great time for you. So in which case, yes, I will recover from reeling and then attempt to rally one of you two up over there.
I could use some help.
Yeah, I'll give it to Anushka here. You do need the help more. So let me do Fulgration. Rally, here we go. I wish these were my attack rolls, but congratulations, you have focus.
Are you flesh warding me?
You know what? Actually, now is definitely the time for that, actually. Good. Thank you for reminding me. So.
Nothing from me.
Congratulations. That is 2 points of flesh ward, then.
Okay. Alright, and I have focus. I immediately spend the focus. I'm going to recharge rapid aim. I'm going to guard because a bunch of wizards are going to kill me. And I'm going to kill this wizard. Go ahead and parry. You get a d12 for it.
I am.
Do you got the d8 because he's ruling?
Yeah, I didn't roll very good, though.
Sorry.
Roll your d8 for ruling.
I did. I'm not a very good attacker.
Oh.
Okay, 2d10, d12, d8.
That's a block. You have an 8.
Got the 8. All right. Whew.
And he's just holding that brass rod up, just Zark, and then.
He lets out a little cackle of glee as blade ricochets off his.
You will not
brass
win this
rod.
day.
Right. X respite. Okay, so that's a respite, and
I believe Sir Connor.
yeah.
All right. Well then, let's chop this guy up with a name.
Okay, he's countering d8, d10, 2d8, d10, d12 because he's vengeful. Nope. You got through with 2 hits.
So that's 5 damage.
2.
And that's
Yep.
6 damage?
5, 6, 7 because
So
of
you're
the
right.
wounded and injured. And he
critical.
can't soak that down. So you cut him down. Blech. Okay. Who's next?
Doctor is gone? That was a question. That was not a statement.
Has the doctor gone?
Yeah, the doctor rallied me. So
Rallied? Okay.
Doc rallied the doc. Doc rallied me. I killed and Connor went. That's all of us.
No, it's my guys still have to go.
You're
I just trying
Ironclaw
to make
go.
sure that player characters went before NPCs.
Right, right.
Yeah, so Born Again strides forwards, and anything you want me to do special to destroy this thing?
You could just use your action. Just
Yeah.
use a turn, basically.
All right,
Okay,
turn
I'll
use.
cross back
Then
out.
the gore-bellied is going to guard and run over to here. So,
Okay.
reeling. Dalmania. 3, and then 1. That's not 1. What are you doing? Like I said, the rest of my guys aren't going to have any effect on the fight, so if you want to move on to your next enemies, I'll just continue moving.
Got it. Okay. On to my enemies. Tanya's going to pick herself up and rush into the arms of the doctor, throwing herself on the doctor.
Ah, no.
Yep. She doesn't seem to be attacking you. She throws her arms around you and she looks up into your eyes and says, "Please, help me."
It's a trap.
Meanwhile,
Incredibly. We'll see how this pans out.
yeah. I mean, on your turn, you can do whatever you want. Again, she
Right.
doesn't seem to be attacking you. Okay. Anushka, you just love slaying my big bads in single combat, and I don't like that. It's time to hit you with some torment. Squaritia.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
this is not going to be good.
Okay. Ritzia is rolling will leadership 2d6. This is your mind and so I'm rolling 2d8, 2d6. But that was two. Oh, okay.
That's 4 successes, which I don't think I can beat even on my best day. So I'm looking. Do I actually have? I don't think I actually have supernatural. I have mystic necromancy, but not supernatural, so that doesn't apply. So
It says versus. Is it? I don't think it's.
Oh, is it a contest?
I think it's a direct I think it's whoever has the highest
It says
number.
versus
so.
my will and supernatural. It's direct contest. Then with a 12, I win.
Yes.
What's the spell?
Okay. So that was the first one. Torment.
Torment.
Page 316.
Yeah.
Um,
I was
So-
already on that page. I was not even asked.
With versus 3, it's a raise if it's the contest. Okay, so you.
Yep.
The next one could do the same thing.
They're going to do the same thing. They're still within near, so no
Yep.
range penalty.
Bring it.
So it's just going to be the same thing.
Yep.
2d6, 2d8.
I have a 10.
Oh,
That's
You
why
got
I
a
needed
10.
to guard, because if I wasn't guarding, you guys would be destroying me.
it's true. It was a decent showing, but no. So the second torment also,
Yeah, but you guys can do this all day.
you're just iron-willed.
There's 2 of you, and you can do this all day.
It's that mass agony that I'm dreading is really the only versus 3 on the list.
I mean, that's the one that you need to
Yeah.
watch out for.
What about-
Luckily, these guys are just apprentices. They're not.
So your king's going to recover from reeling, recharge his spell for free.
Yep.
He can either but he only has 1 action left, so either
So he
ready,
can only
guard.
ready it or do something else.
Yeah, ready, guard, do something else.
I think in this situation, the smart play is to leave.
He's going to go out the window.
I think he's going to fly out the window.
That's what. Yeah, then he's gone.
He's going to say toodles and take wing out this north window
That's
as a
turns
run.
out-
None of us have focus. I would suggest that since Adras has flying hunters, they should go after him. But on the other hand, they might not be a match.
The
for
problem with that is that they're in the back of the line, which means they're
Yeah.
still trying to come upstairs.
him. Ah!
What
Yeah.
species was he?
He's a raven.
Raven. Okay. I heard true
Crap.
for the first
Now-
one, and I just
now I
immediately
gotta-
started thinking he was one too.
Turns
Now I
out
gotta-
he jumps out the window. Turns out he was a red fox. Misjudged this play.
Oops. Yeah, these guys are shrews.
Okay, so crap. So now I gotta decide: do I go after him or do I stay here to fight the necromancers?
How many people have jumped
I
out of
have an
windows that
explanation.
Anushka has let get away? None is the answer.
None.
Well, that guy fell into the ocean. I don't know if he died or not.
Yeah, but you wrestled him
Yeah.
through the air the entire time.
That,
In a river. He fell into a river, actually.
well, if Sir Connor tells me to go, then I'll go.
Go for it. Just be careful and don't let them kill you.
All right, is it our turn yet?
Sir Connor of
almost.
Nike.
The zombies down here are also moving up the stairs, and one of them is going to take a swipe at Tyra. D68 punch. 6 and a 3.
Not a veteran. No. Well, she had a short
And they're
bow out
no
anyway.
longer
All she can do
guarded.
is really dodge, and she doesn't have any dodge dice. God damn it. What were you rolling? You got a...
6 is 6 high, 6 and a 3.
I mean, the best I can do is tie. No, wait, I got D8. Guarding.
Nice.
Damn it.
Hey, okay. It's +1 damage, so it's going to be 2 damage.
Let's see, D6, D8. No, D6, D6.
Hurt and reeling. Okay. That is it for my turn. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's it for my turn. So, Doctor, you've got Tanya sort of on you. Tanya is Anya. And
Tanya
the rest of you are watching this raven flap his way out the window, cackling.
Right. I guess I could take like a focus turn to figure out exactly what is going on with her.
You
But
could,
since
yeah.
It would be normally observation, so I'll go ahead and do that. I'll hit myself up with a blue mark here real quick. And I guess an observation supernatural roll?
Yeah.
Right, so basically just my supernatural here, and this is necromancy nonsense, so D12?
Yes. You
Okay.
can include that.
So let's
and
go
we're gonna roll a
ahead and...
d6 difficulty. So 5 is ooh. Yeah.
Wow, do I have an act reroll for supernatural? I could go ahead and choose necromancy.
Sure. If you want to,
That'll
yeah.
be a D6 versus 5, it's not really worth it. I have no idea what's going on with her exactly, and I'm just trying to go. It'll be okay, but this, and I'll just like take a single stride during this turn to like get out of everyone's way.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yes.
If you
Okay.
could
So
just like move over here just a little bit.
it's just yes.
Well, I feel like Ash is also incidentally saying, you might want to move forward. There's a lot of undead coming from the first floor.
So there we go. I'm focused right now, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, so Tanya in your arms is she's shuddering, but she seems alive to you. Her eyes are unfocused, but they don't have the milky white cataracts that you thought you glimpsed earlier when you first came into the room. And you can sense she is breathing. You can feel her breathing against you. So, semblance of life at the very least.
Right. Okay.
All right.
So that's
Who
the
wants
doctor's
to
turn.
do what?
Okay, so I will rally Anushka so she can chase. And
Aha.
I have a knack
Oh.
for leadership, so I'm going to re-roll that.
Right. Much better. 2 successes.
You're not focused.
I'll like pause, look around nervously, look at a bunch of necromancers, and grit my teeth, and I'm out the shades down, out the window.
All right. Okay.
I hate doing this, but it's the right thing. Godspeed to you, Connor.
And then, let's see here. Let's see what my speeds are. I'm not burdened, so I'm going to dash. Oh, stride, and then there we go. That's about as far as I can get without running.
Yeah, I had to look up a typical run speed is 15. It's like, you're getting your ass out of there. I'm going to save you. Oh, that's right. Doctor already went, right?
I have fast climber in case that counts on the stairs.
No, they're stairs. You can navigate stairs.
So that's just me now, right?
I think so.
All right. Gorbilly recovers from reeling. No longer guarding because he's going to take care of this one, which is the only one left on this floor, right?
Yes.
I don't see any other circles.
Sorry, so no. So each of these little things, these little squares are effigies. I added 2 circles because there should be 7, not 5.
I thought those were just torches.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have made that clear.
All right.
None of them with 9 points.
Say what?
Is 9? Oh, Jesus Christ. Whatever.
It's
okay.
the mark of 9. Sorry.
I guess it's okay. The mark of 9. Yeah. So there's a bunch of them.
But the
Don't
star
worry
only
about
has
them on the map.
5 points.
Yeah. I keep messing that up.
All right, hold on. Let me see if Dalmarina can reach it.
Here, map.
3 plus.
First.
You're moving it out. You're moving the goalposts.
I know. I'm trying to grab my drawing, but of course it doesn't want to let me grab it. So
Yeah, because I was literally in the middle of moving and measuring, so it's like the map is shifting. Anyway, she moves there, and we eliminate this one as well.
Okay, cool. I need 2 more, so we're gonna put 2 down here. 1, 2.
And Pretty Carmelint is just gonna 2 minus 1. I mean 3 minus 1 to 2 there, and she's gonna get rid of this one.
Okay. Poop.
And then the rest of my people are just gonna move into the rooms because we're being chased by an undead horde.
Zombies.
And again, this is another scenario where all of my people who could have done something. Oh, don't forget this one. That was
Right,
the first one.
sorry.
And there's another situation where you can move back to the bad guys because all of my people have done their meaningful actions, and the rest of us are just moving and guarding.
Gotcha. Well, so we're at one of those crossroads situations where the sort of the stakes of the fight are all over the place. The necromancer is fleeing. In terms of destroying the circle and consecrating the ground, you guys have essentially won that battle. The reason I'm drawing these conclusions is because we're pretty much out of time for the session today, and I feel like I'd like to stop at some sort of conclusive point. So
well, I think I think it's a good cliffhanger where you guys are winning, but I have to go after this guy.
exactly,
Right.
it is an ideal scenario to do a chase roll. But we can save that for next
Right,
time.
if you wanted to cliffhanger, go over what's happening at the tower, the zombies downstairs will be exploded eventually. The two necromancers here probably surrender, seeing as their leader has abandoned them.
No, we should end on a
they can't
cliffhanger.
fly.
We'll come back next week.
Or we could do the cliffhanger.
I
Okay.
appreciate that in the writer's room, it's like, we've already done 2 cliffhangers with Anushka chasing somebody out of a window. Can we do it again?
Of course we can do it again. It's awesome.
It's practically tradition, so it's what the fans
this guy's
want.
going to destroy me. That's what I'm really worried about. Because
Oh yeah, because he can do any number of status effects to you while you're
But he's also flying, and I don't think he's prehensile, so...
He can do any number of status effects. He's going to do the unmaking. So, we'll see how that goes.
Doing it while flying will be hilarious to see, because I'm not sure you can pull it off.
I don't know,
We'll
because
find
even
out.
a simple curse could mess you up while you're flying.
There's so much he could do to me.
This will be
interesting.
great.
And I'm out of everything. I've spent the personality. I've spent the luck.
Yes.
I can't wait for the moment where I have to choose between bringing Tanya back to life because she's actually a highly animate, articulate zombie, or bringing Anushka back.
I don't have status insurance. That's my biggest problem. And my weakness. But yeah. But I am Anushka, and I know no fear. And as Connor, told me I need to get him, and also I think it's for the greater good. I serve with joy. That is my motto.
Have you fired all your guns already?
I had one of them.
Fired one on entering, and
I reloaded. I still have the buckshot pistol. It's as we say, square for people, round for reeks. It's I still have the buckshot pistol, which is actually a good one to use on a wizard because they're usually not very tanky.
Yep. And I play the doctor. First, do no harm. Second, get paid.
Right. And Connor, I guess Arcloyd?
Yeah, I'm Arcloyd. I play Connor Lavera de Ecrivis, the Brazen Raccoon Knight. His motto is one hand washes the other.
And Theta.
Adris Gar, by strength and guile.
Okay. And let's talk about this. I don't think well, hold on. So, destroying the necromantic circle, what's the actual wording of this gift?
I have thwart the necromancer's plot.
Thwart the necromancer's plot. I think, in my mind, you guys have essentially done that by destroying this circle, which I'm going to assume that you did because you got most of the way there. So, yes, I will give you that one. And I guess I will also give you the Tanya-related one.
Yay!
Okay, so that's 2 gifts.
Because as far as you know, you have recovered Tanya's sister. She seems grateful that you've come to save. So,
was the Thwart the Necromancer plot the destroying all those freaking...
No, this was the local one.
Oh, this is the local one? Okay. So I'm not
this
sure.
is particularly this area.
Rescue the Missing Girl should be a minor one, so I would probably give local knowledge of the evil first.
yeah, local knowledge of the Dustwood.
Yeah, or as, Theta would say, 5
experience. Yeah, I'm already typing it, so back.
Yeah. I'm keeping that because I'm on a chase.
Yeah, right.
Did I
You
really
want
sell
that
back
for
all
next
my
session.
local knowledges? Huh.
And what about the other one? What gift will we get for the other one?
So you guys some of you already have Necromancer, right?
Yes.
Necromancy. We've done this. We've been around the block with this a couple times already.
One incentive to keep the weirdo gifts would be that if you already have them, you could say, okay, well, give Mystic Necromancer to everybody who has it, and then you give increased career to everybody else who already has Mystic, and that because
Necromancer's trappings.
Anything
That's
that
pretty
makes,
cool.
players' lives miserable. You could just give us, since this is a necromantic lair, you could give all this necromantic trapping, and everyone except Theta will sell it back for the 5 experience points.
No, I'll sell it back too. I don't know why you think I want.
Well,
I like
kind of like that
necromancy. I
because-
play a necromancer in every game, but not this game.
Yeah.
You know, I think Mystic Necromantic Trappings is the most appropriate because that's like, yep, we're giving this up.
I think I like Necromancer trappings because also you're in a Necromancer's lair. You would have access to a lot of these things. So if you wanted to pick them up, now would be a good time to do
It's
it.
hilarious because I'm this close to buying Necromancer.
And I'm not
Yeah.
a character that's built to be a liar, so there's no reason to be a necromancer.
I don't know if I want to buy Necromantic Trapping. I don't know if I want to be a Necromancer or not.
Well, you got like a whole week to decide.
I'm gonna think about it.
Just make a note. Make sure you keep track of what you did and didn't spend.
I have literacy, and now I have Necromantic Trappings. All I need to do is just buy Apprentice Necromancer.
You know, I think this is the time where I'm going to buy Coward, because I think I've been playing up Address as a Coward this whole time.
Not a bad idea.
Okay.
Page is
sister.
Necromancer on.
And it will give me an excellent opening to start doing foolery.
Nice.
Oh my god, you were gonna be a fool.
Yep, why not?
Ooh.
Do you
Why
have
not?
to give up your status for a fool, or you can actually have a fool?
I don't think it says anything about that.
I think you can have a full status because we specifically have Don Quixote listed as one of the options.
And I love Don Quixote. I have gone on at length in multiple chats about my love for
So
Don
If
Quixote.
there's anyone who tilts at windmills here, it's definitely Theta, so
So
I
I
agree.
think-
I am Don Quixote de la Mancha, and I will live for it.
I think it's Poltroon that you qualify for then.
No, I get it. Well, I have to get foolery first. I bought Coward, which is my intro into it.
Right, but once you buy foolery.
Oh, yeah, no, what was it? Addlebrained? Addlepot was one I recently added to the list, and I love that because it's from... I know it specifically from Don Quixote as well.
Yeah.
When he's at
Well, I
the
think
big old gathering, and he says, "Oh, sit down, you old Addlepot."
I think I think Poltroon is a specific model of nobility, but you're also a goofball. So,
Mhm.
and you can also be a fool wizard. That's I think there's at least two fool
Poltroon
wizards.
is often petty and mean-spirited, so no, not Don Quixote.
Not that one. You'd be the Addlepot. Okay.
I don't know which one.
I mean, we knew you were a fool, but the question is, what kind of fool are you?
I'll let you know, actually, I have plans to be 3 different types of fool.
You'll be the biggest fool.
No one has yet to complain that under the fool that when under mime, it specifically says they start the game with an invisible rope and an invisible box.
Oh, no one's going to prove you don't have it.
So goofy.
I
I'm actually working
I
on
want
Town
it.
Fool right now.
I mean, you should. Hey, listen, that's different than having an imaginary rope and box. Within game mechanics, you should be able to use that rope to climb. I mean, just because it's invisible doesn't mean it's not a rope.
One of my favorite phrases that I like to repeat is, the supernatural can do anything, even fail. So,
Yeah, I guess so.
Mimery's actually supernaturally powered. Oh, of course.
so that
mime
yeah,
bird.
that was a little more strategic than most of the battles. So, I do
Ooh.
try to keep my hardcore nature in check. So I hate to be that person who, but I do appreciate that you're also accommodating when the fight actually starts. Like I don't mind if we're gonna play loosey goosey with stuff, but then you can't punish people. Like we all agree, you can't punish people for stuff they didn't know about or have any control over. Like,
That's
right.
what I'm most concerned about doing. So
Right,
I try to make sure that.
Right, because on the one hand, it's like, okay, you're in the center of this room and it's full of undead and there's a necromancer on the stairs. It'd be kind of like, well, I'm not sure I would have just walked into a room that had bodies all over the floor.
Oh,
Right.
I get that all the time in D&D.
Right. Well, but I
Right.
mean, like, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that, once again, the GM is the font of all information. So if the GM suddenly says, like, oh, yeah, or there's a old joke of, there's a published adventure where you have to make a perception roll to notice a pile of 20 dead rats.
Mm,
And like, it's like,
if you're in a room with 20 dead rats, you know it.
You said,
Yeah.
That's the first thing I would notice.
you said a
Yeah.
vial of 20 dead rats, which is a completely different
to
problem.
detect the smell specifically of 20 dead rats.
No, what's worse is like they'll describe nothing else in the room. The room is just completely blank, 20 by 20 square, with only the dead rats. But you fail to notice the dead rats in the middle of the room where there's nothing else.
You didn't say you were looking for dead rats. and that's largely
Say.
disappeared from gaming justifiably because
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is pretty dramatic, and like here I am talking about tower anatomy. Yeah, they don't make that entirely clear on folks. I found that out later that, yeah, you go from floor 1 to floor 3 and then to floor 2.
I learned that for the first, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a tower map that I've been using for years that was like that. But this is usually my complaint of a lot of maps that you run into are made by gamers and not by actual architects. So I'm excited to see how does Elden Ring work? Is anybody playing that?
I haven't. I probably should eventually, but I haven't.
Well, they say it's buggy on PC, so I'm kind of waiting. But one of the Dark Souls.
Which Dark Souls isn't?
Yeah.
After it took me 5 hours to beat the first boss of whatever Dark Souls I played, and I just gave up.
Which boss was it?
The first boss.
Okay,
first
but what
boss.
did it look
Optionally,
like?
the tutorial boss.
Was it a big fat demon?
I don't.
Yeah,
it was a wide.
hammer.
It was a giant circle area with a guy with a giant sword.
Dark Souls 2.
Yeah. I did the one where you don't start with any equipment or anything.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
well, and everyone knows me. I hate fun.
Of course.
But
I just didn't see
then-
much fun of the game. It's like, okay, I'm having a real hard time seeing these dodge mechanics, and this is what the game is based on. Probably a
thank
waste of
you.
my money.
Thank you for running the game today.
Thank you guys for playing.
Indeed.
Can I tell you? I shouldn't say this. I always want to like share my GM secrets and stuff.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
you don't. Beta hates to hear those.
Well,
But no,
more than that, it's just that every time we've had a GM who's decided to share their secrets, it's because they were planning to leave. So it's like,
Oh.
let me just tell
No,
you
this
about
isn't that.
what was going to happen this session.
No, this isn't
5
that.
days later, they leave server.
When I've been planning these encounters, I've been trying to like really inhabit the mindset of, whoever the villain is, and then just not worry so much about how you guys can complete it and more just like what the setup is. And I think that leads to interesting things. And I like using the Hawthorn Crown and finding the underground passage. That's great. Initially, though, the whole no entrance on the first floor thing is that if I was a necromancer and I had my secret stronghold and I could mass command undead zombies that were just milling about in the woods, they just use the zombies as a ramp to get up to the second floor.
Oh,
How
yeah.
You can enter.
That's great.
Well,
They
Right.
do that in Overlord, the anime, too, so it's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But there's and also I believe you that they were doing that, but there's that problem where anytime you have to make a roll involving zombies, you're rolling a couple extra dice, and every now and then 3 6s come up. So
It
there's,
is
every now and then
hilarious
things
and
go
cool,
wonky.
though.
there's that horrible day when you see we got this ramp, and you start going, what are you doing? Why are they flying at me?
Well,
I always love comparing
Also-
because, like, in my style, it would be like, I have this vast arcane power. I'm going to pick the mundane solution. I brought a ladder with me, and I keep it on top.
Yeah. And some of these
There
guys,
you go.
I mean, I'd like to imagine that they were doing that for a while until the one day it didn't.
It just didn't work.
It's part of the Ironclaw lore that, power from without, magic that of necromancy and spirits and that kind of stuff has its own agenda. Because, whatever you're summoning, these spirits hang around because they want to hang around. So every now and then, that whole 666 thing is supposed to be every now and then their own agenda creeps into this.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened in the Horn and Ivory playtest.
Yeah.
I came with a Necromancer, and my first Necromancer roll fucked up.
Right, and summoned
That's
a
cool.
spirit that went off on its own agenda.
Yep.
There's no necromancy career in the core book, I think.
Not in the
Is that
There
core
is-
book. There is the.
Yeah,
I think it's Horn and Ivory, isn't it? There's Jad.
Yeah, they are in Horn.
Horn and Ivory, because like Akoma is the birthplace of necromancy, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Because it's the backstory of the Anatolian Empire banned all magic because they got, well, first of all, they're the evil empire, so screw you. But secondly, it was like we got tired of explaining to people what the difference is between other kinds of magic and element and necromancy. So because too many people in Akoma, necromancy equals magic. So they just said, okay, it's banned.
Magic
banned,
bad.
banned. None of you are free from sin.
Mhm.
And that was just easier.
And it also
Plus-
features the Black Angels, which hunt down the Necromancers, and what happened to their Calabrian brothers.
Yup.
Mm.
Right. Well, the Calabrese necromancy, yeah. So
Well, no, the Black Angels were here in Calabria. They just didn't meet to
Yeah,
a great
so
end.
thematically, necromancy in Calabria is very much a case of, well, I'm just a dabbler, and then nobody's really gotten around to organizing anything about it.
Yeah, so there's no specific necromancy career in Ironclaw because it was like the secret list. You notice it's in the back of the book. That gets back into rules endorsed behavior. Like I'm always like going off on warlocks and stuff in D&D because it's like it's presented as a default choice. Pick this. There's no issues. You pledge yourself to devils. No one cares. And that sends a mixed message because it's kind of like, you know, I think people would be nervous if you showed up and said, "Oh yeah, devils asked me if I wanted to kill in their name," and I said yes.
I don't know. I remember way back when I first met you, we started playing together, Raph. First thing I said, well, beyond can I play Rammus from League of Legends, was, there's no necromancer career, is there? Because I tried to build a necromancer, and I think I had to get explained to why it would be so bad to play. So I went with heliomancy instead.
Which isn't that much better.
It's not that much better, but there is at least one place it's allowed.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the other thing too. If you make something forbidden, somebody wants it.
Of course, yeah.
It's like my big joke about vampires. Like in Vampire, so you know they have all the clans and they have the Sabbat, which you're not allowed to belong to until we discovered we could make $40 by selling you a Sabbat book.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but no, that was I know we're a challenging group, so I appreciate that you rise to the challenge.
Oh, thank you. I'm just glad it's not super boring, and every time I feel... This was one of the cases where I kept my big bad alive for more than one round, which I'm proud of. Well, that's always good.
You raise their dice, which is always good, but also like this space, I like it because it feels more lived in. It's like you said, it's secure. You got the bad guys have temper. They're around. And then usually I usually encourage GMs to give your bad guys raw number power so you don't have to think too hard. Because if you, as the GM, have to do a lot of complex strategy, you might get overwhelmed. Because the more complicated you make it, the more complicated it's got to be. Meanwhile, each of us has one player object. So we only think about our strategy. We outnumber you 4-1.
Yep.
So that's why the game was designed to encourage you. You have raw power. It's not to say you can't strategize about it, but you may. No.
It's about reducing the burden that you have to do because you have a lot to do. So like this bad guy that I'm sitting here wailing on is enough raw power, and I may not communicate it because this is always something I worry about. I'm not dead, but I am scared because I know that any of this could go south any minute, and I'm using up my luck. I'm using up my personality.
Exactly. Even if you took no damage, I did have you tap like a large number of your big abilities, of your respite powers. So
not everything. I have soaks against damage, but I don't have anything against unmaking. And so, or even other status effects, because there's other spells. There's curse, like as Theta pointed out. So, like, I just want to communicate that. Like, this game was designed so we, as players, would have resources we can tap to prevent stuff. But also, you notice that, like, I'm playing the game very cautiously today. Whereas, like, okay, I move and recharge this, and I move and recharge that, or I move and guard. What do they do? Because I don't want, if you press too quickly or too offensively and not recharging your safeguards, you can get mauled.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing 9 times over.
Right. And that's something some people have a little trouble with, I think, in gaming. Like, it's my turn, I gotta go. And then they throw and they're constantly all offense and all DPS. And then they, we're just talking about Dark Souls. Dark Souls punishes you for, if you're supposed to be patient. And so if you're constantly running and attacking, your stamina bar is 0, they hit you, they stun lock you, they kill you.
Which I learned over the course of 5 hours.
Who was I trying to explain that to the other day? Jeez, they were like, "Oh no, it's so terrible. I run into a room and I get surrounded by people and I get stun locked." It's like, well, you should have been patient.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, it's not that kind of game.
Yeah, but then you say you're not supposed to run in the room. They go, "What do you mean I'm not supposed to run in the room? It's a game."
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and lurk.
It reminds me of one of the last level of the old America's Army game where you have to slow crawl through a ditch for a literal half an hour to not be seen by anybody on watchtowers.
Damn.
And it's part of the tutorial,
Wow.
which means that if you want to play certain map types of the game, you have to beat this to unlock them.
Well, the Arma, which later became famous as DayZ, Arma is driving a half an hour to the location, so you can have like maybe a 5-minute combat.
Yeah, Arma is way more like the logistical challenge of being in an army more than the shooting.
See, that makes more sense when you think about that, because America's Army is like Counter-Strike size maps, right? Let me do this 30-minute tutorial where I can't even put like a penny in my keyboard to make myself just crawl forwards, because they'll find you then. It's just, let me do this arduous task so that I can play a harder version of Counter-Strike.
Well, it is a military simulation. They want to see if you're army material.
Yeah, even though they don't like the
I'm just looking
Nintendo
at, like,
generation.
Just going back to it, I'm looking at the most complicated villain that I made for back when I was running Urban Jungle, and it's a D10, 2 careers, and 1 ability.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
like
that's
I
it.
wish. So
That
I
was
mean,
that was my final villain.
in this game, and I've been getting better with it because I've definitely started to just take stat blocks and swap the dice. I think that's probably the most direct way to do it, is be like, okay, these zombies are tough, replace their D8s with D10s, replace their D6s with D8s.
Yeah,
And
I
now
think,
give them the
think
charging gift.
What I realized after doing this for a while is that some folks, we probably needed to either provide a better framework for assembling monsters or provide more samples.
Yeah, I think that would help.
We had in there, but another reason why we didn't do that is because I didn't want a game that was heavy with monsters, because it was usually frustrating to me with D&D, where we fight a monster, then we fight a monster, and we fight a monster, and we fight a monster, and it was like, I liked that this had this adventure, the town. Like, as much as I'm like talking about how much I hate the people in the town, I love being able to hate the people in the town, because everything here made sense. It was like, oh yeah, some people came by, offered to do all our work for us, and all we had to do was, every now and then sacrifice a stranger. So why not? It's like, I mean,
that was the thing.
Not nonsensical evil. It's self-interested, terrible evil.
At last session, that detail was missing because no one wanted to admit to it. Because honestly, the other way this went, if you guys had hung around the town, you would have seen the festival, and you would have realized then the festival is basically a Crucible-style lottery where people get sacrificed.
Yeah, no,
It was getting worse. Like, I think we all knew, like, oh yeah, they're making kind of like this personal selfish decision of like, I'm sure someone's getting hurt by this, but we profit.
Yeah,
and that's why they wanted you to sign the guest book.
I know, and I felt bad because it's kind of like, I'm supposed to fall for this, but I can't, because there's nothing in my character concept. I mean, Anushka was specifically.
I think that's fair. I'm not a fan of players playing against their own best interests if it's not to help them. And so Anushka is not naive. Anushka is effervescent. So the goal was that I am going to look for the better nature in people, and I am going to give them a good chance to do it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to let you take advantage of me. There's no advantage in the rules for doing it. And I enjoy the role-playing challenge of trying to be, not a cynical bastard like I usually play.
There's a way you can make a gift for that. Just like naive. Someone gets to take advantage of you, but something positive also.
Well, there's the flaw rule. I could write down I have the flaw of naive, and anytime the GM wants to take advantage of me, they could say, here's your experience point. By the way, they take advantage of you. Mm-hmm. But I didn't choose that because I don't want to do that.
Yeah. And I specifically try to avoid setting up situations where players have to walk into traps because of role-playing. I just subconsciously, part of the reason why I tried to telegraph so much that this place was creepy and weird and strange, and it was repeated over and over again, is specifically so that you guys have an out, and you can say, oh yeah, it would be perfectly natural for us to not want to sign our names in the creepy guest book instead of paying for our room.
And I feel
exactly. The allure of treasure doesn't compel us to keep going forward. We have a conscious choice as thinking beings.
And I feel bad for saying it, but one purpose, the gang of irregulars, it's not that on you as a game master, it's not that mean to take in a random irregular and, have them die due to a plot reason. It is a plot.
My thing is, even when I'm playing necromancers, I don't throw my skeletons in harm's way just for trap detection.
You don't do it. But the way to disguise that is that's why the lowest roller rule exists, because the GM can say, okay, everybody roll, and something bad happens to the lowest roller. Well, the henchmen only have D6s and everything. We're player characters, we've got D10s and D12s, so we're a lot less likely to be the lowest roller. And that's one, so it's more, as the GM, it's more convenient.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just looking for every advantage to give my irregulars, because they're not long for this world if I start treating them like nothing.
Well, but it's not that you're treating them like nothing. It's, remember, they're also irregulars. They can get replaced. It's kind of like if some of them think it's too dangerous.
No, I understand, but at the same time, I have a connection to the people that I've decided to make.
Well, the problem is the way I'm wording it right now is it sounds like, well, I don't want my irregulars to get killed. But on the other hand, it's kind of like I'm Theta should turn their volume down to 0 when I say this, but it's like, as the GM, you have tools. Like, players don't know things, so you can be really mean.
No, I understand completely what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if you start targeting my guys because they're not PCs, then I'm going to be disenfranchised from my guys. Like, I spent XP on this gift, and now...
and that's why that like I said, that's why there's the lowest roller, because that turns it back into you're not picking on the NPCs. The NPCs have lower dice than us, and so when something terrible happens that puts all of us at risk, and we all roll, and the NPCs are the lowest rollers, they're the ones who get it first and worst, which tells us there's a threat, and it also tells us we need to be careful because we're bringing the NPCs into a place that's dangerous, which is the third thing that can show up, which is when we finally say, okay, you guys stay here, because whatever's up ahead is so dangerous, I'm worried it's going to kill you.
And there was a moment where everyone grouped up on the stairs was very, very close to being mass agonied, and there were a lot of irregulars in that group too.
Well, here's the thing about it is that when you said maybe your guy should stay outside and we the PCs, the heroes, should go forwards, Adris is no better than his NPC entourage in combat. So it's like either we all come or we all stay, and I don't really want to stay.
Did you buy troop leader yet?
No, I've been thinking about it, but
I could finally get it now that I finally picked up True Leader.
It's very hard to overkill anybody from this side of the screen. Maybe that's just me not playing up to full capacity.
Well, see, I'm trying to avoid anybody dying, is my thing.
Well, you haven't been... the real dangerous thing is like the elite knight or the elite bandit.
Then we're just going to run away. I mean, I don't want my my gang to be murdered outright. So if I see a situation where none of us can take it, I can't take it, none of you, no, we're all just gonna run.
Plus, also, we're a combat party going on combat errands. Like if we were running a game where we were mercantile or entertainer or something like that, our entourages, our gang of regulars, wouldn't be soldiers. I mean, Connor is a noble going in a dangerous area. He recruits crusaders. Whereas if we were on a ship or whatever and doing merchant stuff, we would recruit sailors, possibly marines, but hopefully sailors.
I bring a mix of 50-50s is what I do. I bring people who are good at combat, but good at other things. Which is why you say, I need someone with stealth. I got a stealth guy here. He can also see underwater or whatever. I mean, he's also a craftsman, but he's also good at stealth. I bring 50-50s.
It's a big logistical hurdle, and I'm glad folks are rising to it because, I mean, I feel bad about saying this on mic. I would be a lot meaner, but I'm not.
Well, to that, I don't want to say this earlier too. I think there's other games where
we're still in debrief, by the by.
Yeah.
We're still in debrief. Okay,
this is
the last thing.
We're still live. This is debrief. No one's ever said. No one ever waved and said, "All right, guys."
I know. I know we're live.
Well, personally, I will say for this game, I have run this game very different from my other games, and a lot of it comes down to system mastery and the fact that I'm playing with people who really know their stuff and have a lot to bring to the table, especially in terms of rules interpretations. In other games that I have felt like I had a better stronghold with, or had been playing with people who were less invested in that, I would take a lot more liberties. I might insta-kill an NPC irregular. But I know in this specific case, we've got people who have put a lot of time and effort into their irregulars, And also, I don't know. It's a mindset thing. I never want to do anything or take liberties that are completely circumnavigating rules that exist in the books, right?
Well,
And that's just the style of the game that we're playing.
Like
together,
earlier in the
so.
session, you were asking who's in the back, and everyone's scrambling to be in the front. And it's like, God, he's gonna kill one of my NPCs there in the back. I didn't imagine I was in the back, but suddenly I'm in the back.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I've expressed reservations that if the game is too loosey-goosey, I lose interest. Because if I know that this is happening for a plot reason, and we're going to get to the next thing for a plot reason, also, magic can do anything, supernatural, mythos, I check out because, like, okay, nothing I know matters or anything. I can't actually leverage information that I own. So I thought it was pretty cool, like that, like I live for those magical moments like the Hazel Crown, because it's like, that's the kind of weird ass magic stupid shit that you would do. You put on a crown, walk around in a big circle, blunder around a little bit and see if it gives you a way in. And then it worked. And I blew my personality to make it work. And it was like, that felt like a magical moment. Whereas usually what would be happening when we're playing D&D is we'd be arguing about how we could dimension door into the tower. No, the tower is made out of unobtainium. And then we'd be having that kind of argument, and then I would just check out, saying, okay, so you just want us to do this, and we're just going to do it because D&D says you can make us. Like, I would have checked out. So.
Yeah, it's not failing forwards. It's specifically reacting to good strategy from your players. Like, this thing did not have a basement entrance, but it was perfectly reasonable for it to have a basic entrance. You guys spent time and strategy and resources to find it, and you rolled well. I'm like, okay, you found it. Like, that's...
Yeah, it's a real tower. Someone built it at some point. How did they intend to get in?
Because the weird part was, how does the tower not have an entrance? Did they order and if they ordered their zombies to do it, how did they build it without falling down? Because you need, this is quarried stone.
Yeah. They did have to build the thing first. Maybe they blocked up the ground floor entrance after it was constructed or something. But in general, it makes sense.
Were none of you guys on the Morta Degli campaign?
We were in the ones opposite to it that was playing at the same time.
And this is before live stream, because there was Castle Morta Degli, and what was hilarious about it was, there's that castle no one goes to because it's haunted. And the players say, oh yeah, we killed all the monsters that were in there. And like the next day when they come back, people are stealing the stones.
Not like that.
Because it's like quarried stone, holy crap!
I mean, if you remember back in the day, there was a junction point where we were all playing the same campaign. There was like a guy in Triskellion that we had to fight and we killed. And then they went off to a castle, and then we went off, I think, towards the Avatapa or Doloro lands.
Okay, I think, because that was one of my favorite parts of, like, everyone says, we don't go to the castle because it's haunted. It's like, well, it's full of monsters. We're doing something about it. It says, we're doing something about it. We're not going to the castle. Why do you ask?
I specifically, I seem to recall that they also had some sort of magic sword they ended up with.
One of the players wanted to buy what? So, like, in the castle, there's like an evil like the place is infested with dead, and then they find like the king is still there, or the lord or whatever is still there in the castle with his giant sword. They kill him, and then one of the players says, "Well, I want to keep the sword. I want to bond with it and make it like a special, like, bonded item. So I'll just get it re-hilted because it's got all rotted and stuff like that. We'll get it re-hilted." So he goes to the shop to pick it up. And they say it's not ready, come back tomorrow. And when he comes back tomorrow, there's a different guy there. And he says, oh yeah, it was the damnedest thing. When the guy was re-hilting your sword and trying to bang the blade, one of the fragments got caught in his eye and he stumbled back into the forge and burned to death. Well, here's your sword.
Yeah, they had a sword that had some soul in it or something.
It's the cursed sword of Lord Mortadecling, the Castle of Necromantic.
Yeah, I just remember...
I like it.
I remember post-campaign when we were on two entirely different tracks, they started sharing shit that was happening to them. Because Raph told us at the time, don't watch the other stream when I'm streaming it, because it might affect your game. But then I had also come up with Build the Siphon of Brand, which led us off to the Avatar.
Yeah, no, I mean, I reused stuff, but it was like, you know, it's just like this idea of, I mean, it's the way Ironclaw was supposed to be written with a little black humor in mind of like, you know, people like, you know, we heard the castle was haunted, so we don't go there. And then once the people say it's not, like, you know, they just showed up and see these guys like with their big carts disassembling it. And you know how much quarried stone goes for? You know, that's why all the castles disappear in the Middle Ages, because people, you know, they didn't just erode, people stole the stone. You know, I got a
rich guy moved them all to New York so he could put the gargoyles higher than the clouds.
Yeah, so this tower in the middle of nowhere, I assume it had to be built by somebody and was just derelict. And the other assumption I had was, but no one comes in here because first of all, it's in the middle of nowhere, so getting the stone out of here would be a big deal. And second of all, there are necromancers here. So, yes. So I don't assume they built it. I mean, but that's my assumption. Like other GMs might say, well, they just built it. In which case, I would, you know, ask, well,
yeah,
how?
Like the evidence we have right now is like happens like every 100 years. Someone must have built it at some point, and now the people who've been drawn to it again go, "Hey, convenient tower."
Step one of becoming a necromancer is to get your architect degree.
Yeah.
You're an evil villain. You need an evil villain there.
That's why there's Vessel of Unlife, which will turn anyone into an undead servant. But have them keep their soul about them. Like these are just kind of angry,
unless they wake up really angry.
Which is the danger. But I mean, yeah, these guys are in the woods doing evil stuff. It felt like they took reasonable precautions, but we did literally show up with an army. So this could have gone south. I felt bad. Well, I mean, I feel kind of bad for you, but it was like, there's a necromancer. I'm going to cast mass. You know, I'm going to do an AOE that takes off out. Oh no, you're not.
No, that was smart. It was really smart to interrupt them at every turn because again.
Well, and you saw with my rolling, there was a possibility I might have failed the roll, and if I had failed the roll, this would have gone way differently. But it was like, you know, you got it. The game has that built into it, where you know. The wizards are still viable, but we wanted wizards to be viable without being enders. We didn't want that problem in D&D with the GM says, the wizard shows up, they surprise you. They
cast 6 fireballs across the entire...
they cast Force Cage or whatever.
Right.
You know, so you're all trapped in a cage you can't escape from. Now we start fireballing you. And it's like, you know, it's like, well, I'm just going to stand here. You know, you want it, but I mean, I hate ragging on other stuff. Like this world, I feel like there are stakes to this world. There are people to save. There's actual heroism going on, and so I'm gonna go get killed.
Yeah, I got a listing in my head of all those political contacts I've been storing up over time to have that Ocean's 11 tag back with later on.
But no, I gotta get back to work on Book of Corals. So,
do it.
Thanks everybody for your commentary. Remember, there are no bad players; there are only bad rules.
Except you. You know who I'm talking to.
There you go.
All right, so we'll catch y'all. So I guess let's go ahead and wrap up then. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all next time.
See you later.
See ya.